Come chat, come play a chat and play. Let's talk about the topics of the day. We may watch a movie or talk trivia, chat and play. Come watch and stay.
Hello, people. If anybody is out there, just thought I'd come in, see if anybody wants to hang for a while. Getting everything set up here. Hey, Carrie. Okay. So what's going on tonight? This is just a spur of the moment thing. So I don't know if anybody else will be coming in or not. I don't know yet, Nerdy. I know what it will be if it's left up to me, but I actually haven't checked to see if anybody has voted. Last I looked, there was no votes at all. You know, it's a dangerous thing leaving those decisions in my hand. Let's see. Movie poll. Ah, I see Ariel voted for the Scarlet Clue. So that's in the lead right now. For a second there, I thought Carrie said it was pouring rain and wordy. By the way, Carrie, you know that video that I commented on, this is different. I did mean that in a good way. I realized afterwards that's one of those things that people could say when they're trying to be polite. Well, it was different. Hey, Donna. Didn't look like a whole lot different going on in the world today when I looked. I mean, there's stuff going on, but it seems like it's the same stuff that's been going on. Do, 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 do. Finkel said he might be coming in if he doesn't have to work. Yeah, I watched a couple minutes of that, Carrie. But didn't have whole lot of interest in watching people shovel horse shit. Let's see. American citizen, sent to El Salvador as a hairdresser, and yeah, doesn't surprise me a whole lot. Yeah, Donna, I put the hat on one day as a whim, and everybody keeps saying they really like it. So it's kind of become a thing now. um, I'll tell you, I know this is the kind of thing that does not make me popular, but I can't see asking people to donate money to help support your horses. 'Too sexy for my hat. Too sexy for my hat. What do you think about that? Looked like none of the regular folks were live tonight, well, unless they were on earlier. Mm. Do you have any other freezers aside from just the little one on top of your refrigerator? But a video about the hat? Because he has done videos about me before. Yeah. One thing, Carrie, it's a shame you have to sell it, but on the other hand, this might be a good time for it with people worried about prices. They might think, oh, let's get that freezer so we can stock up and speaking of Ariel's videos, everybody see that he started a second channel for his videos. Let me see. Hmm. I'm sure if Earl gets inspired, he'll do something. I agree with that, Carrie. My thing with a lot of the people that run fundraisers is when they ask you to donate money so they can get a better microphone or laptop or something like that. I mean, hey, if people want to give their money to someone like that, that's up to them. But and like I said, I know it's not a popular opinion, but my thing with Chris is if you can't afford to have a bunch of horses, sell the damn horses. Don't ask other people to take care of them for you. I mean, it's different when it's like, hey, I got a sick kid. We need money to run back and forth to the hospital or whatever, you know. I'm getting evicted. I don't know. Anyway,
I need more
I got,
popcorn.
I got to go now since Finkel's here.
Hello, Donna, Carrie, chat and play. Oh, that's you.
Nerdy's over there too.
Hello, nerdy. What channels are we streaming to? Just chat and play, or?
Yeah, you can send to yours if you want.
Nah. I need to hide out for a little bit. That pisses people off.
I was going to go on my channel, but then I thought, you know, we did call this chat and play. If I'm going to do some chat, I should come here.
Oh, let's chat. Let's play. Let's make fun of people or politicians or whatever.
By the way, before I forget, so I took a bunch of the old videos that you uncovered,
Yeah.
and I put them into a playlist
Oh, okay.
for two reasons. I'm thinking sometimes I might do that, you know, like overnight thing, just have them running, and also I thought this would make it easier for me to keep track of ones that I um, look for clips from. Because like after I run one for clips, I could just take it off the playlist and.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch 1923 yesterday?
Yeah.
It's getting good.
I hate that he's Mr. Cliffhanger though. You know,
Seems like
they
everything
always
cliffhanger.
yeah. It's always like, okay, who got shot? Who this?
Teaching me patience.
And you know, one of the things that worries about me, I still have not forgiven him for killing that girl in 1883. So you know
That pissed me off.
how
Yeah.
you
How can she
you can't.
narrate if she was dead?
I know. So it's like with what's her name? You know, on the train, you can't count on the fact that she's ever actually going to get there and stuff like
Right.
that.
I found a flaw with that. I don't know where the train was when that guy fondled her and she beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Why would the Chicago police have anything to do with it?
No, that's true.
Unless they were
'Cause
in
it
Chicago.
probably, yeah, it probably wasn't the, yeah, they probably weren't in their jurisdiction at the time. You're right.
Hey, it hasn't been on my legs in a long time. Of course, I haven't been running that many lives. He gets under Muckster's skin because he talks a little bit more than his
I
share.
was, I was just going to say, he might, Finkel's been doing lives again. He might show up there.
Mhm.
Well, he especially, because I rather bluntly said what I thought of him taken over Tiffany's that one time. And the
Yeah.
thing is, there was a lot of people in the chat that day going, "We came here for Tiffany. We came here for Tiffany," you
Mm,
know, and he was just ignoring them.
mm.
But I actually did some. Oh, I think I commented in his community post about it, and he wasn't real happy with what I said. So
You have a way of getting on people's nerves.
I like to think that
Is it me?
they're all they're all in the wrong.
It's like, look, is it me or is it him?
Yeah.
The fonts. Oh yeah, those are cool fonts. Yeah. But Muxter went and now it's sexy. Muxter sexy or I'm sexy because Muxter's here? Or,
Donna said my hat makes me sexy.
I make my hat sexy. I'm doing gender specific. I'm shoveling popcorn in my mouth. I was all geared up to cover Craig, and he's all of a sudden feeling better.
Yeah.
He is so unpredictable.
Well, when was the last payday?
Friday
Maybe
was
you couldn't. Oh, well, that is weird. Then I was going to say maybe you couldn't afford a bottle.
maybe
I
the
had
boss said something to him because he called out every day for a week.
I had a friend that owned a painting company, and well, first of all, any of the construction trades are notorious for drinkers, you know. But so he paid his guys every 2 weeks. It was like every other Monday, half his crew was sick.
Hmm. Some kind of unique flu there. I was over at the Raging Tomatoes panel. They had a lot of angry people tonight.
I wondered if you'd be over there.
I was for a while, but I decided to check out by 11 just in case Craig didn't show up.
I looked
Well,
to
thank you,
see if
Donna.
you'd happened to be on the panel or not.
Yeah, I was on the panel. I couldn't get much.
Oh,
Every
did
time I
you go?
start talking, eight people talk over me.
Oh, because I checked a couple of times. When I checked, you weren't there.
Oh,
You know what? And I would do a video about it, but it's way too much work.
Yeah.
I was thinking about like with the dick bag the other night. He's kind of typical of what I see a lot, like especially like when I watch like any of Resla
Mhm.
or a lot of them. You'll have these guys that they sit there and they talk 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 for 20 minutes. They talk and they talk and they talk. And somebody else will say, well, I'm thinking that maybe we don't really need the whales. And the person who talks and talks and talks will go, yes, we certainly need the whales because, you know, they eat the algae. And the person or the other guy will go, no, but what I'm trying to say, and the talkie guy goes, would you let me finish? You know what I mean? And it's just like Dickbag, how, you know, he the other day was talk. I wanted to say something. I get out 10 words, boom. And it kind of sounded like, and I thought I should have done it different and just, you know, instead asked him some questions and made him look stupid, but he triggered me. But because, you know, I was going to tell this story about Dylan being on Letterman, and I'm saying, well, Letterman was having this anniversary and they hold it Radio City when he interrupted. And I kind of think, because like when I played it back to make my thing about it,
Oh.
he started to say, and Dylan was the guest. And it's like, we're talking about Dylan. You think I don't know Dylan was the guest? That's what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's like, why did he feel like he needed to? Anyway, But then, like I said, the part that really though gets me is then when they go, "Oh well, why are you saying?" They get
Yeah.
anyway. Kerry says he wants to pee in your ass. I don't know what's going on
I
over
don't know, Carrie. I'm flattered by Donna, but Carrie, you're scaring me. I'm not homophobic or anything, but no, I'm scaring me. Well, the discussion over at Sarah's was,
there. Sex education.
well, it started out as sex education. By the time I came up, they were debating how threatening and scary trans people were. I'm like,
Oh, hey, Dynamo. I just watched half of a Rachel Maddow video.
oh,
I assume like it said it said an hour ago, but I assume it's actually, because doesn't she just does Monday nights?
Monday through Friday. She was doing Mondays only, but
Oh, she's
for the
back
first
regular
100
again.
days of the Trump dictatorship, she's doing Monday through Friday.
Okay, so maybe it was just from Friday. And she said that a judge halted Trump being able to fire all the trans military people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it was funny because there was like a group that sued and they all had like exemplary records. And the judge said, these people here prove the fact that there is nothing intrinsically bad, that
Yeah.
they cannot be soldiers.
I'm in favor of LGBTQ in the ranks. They've always been there. I'm in favor of them being in the open. Uh, and I disagree with Trump, but I think on that particular issue, the commander in chief should be the commander in chief. Even if I disagree with his decision, I think that might be judicial overreach in that case.
That's an interesting thought.
Commander in chief's not quite the same as chief executive, which he is for the rest of the federal
Yeah.
government. He's
By the way,
commander.
did I say hello to Dynamo? I know I meant to, but I didn't want to interrupt you to do it. You should know.
I'm not the host. I'm a guest. I have no control. I can't click on your chats and bring them up.
Yeah.
Who owns this channel? Is this you or Nikki or?
Technically, this was my StreamYard, but to keep the four-seater, Nikki chipped in on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
But she kind of, when we talk about, she kind of ignores the fact that she has any financial stake in it. I don't know though. Next year, if StreamYard does another one of those big bumps, I doubt if.
Yeah, I'll suck it up and learn. What's the other one? Restream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or find a new hobby.
Or maybe, depending on what it is, I'll just chip in on yours so we can keep one of them going.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. We just have to fire Ariel and kill her. Yeah. Yeah, you guys listening? You fired.
Yeah, the trouble is, look at all that severance you'll owe them.
That's right. Severance pay.
Potty train. And by the way, I did, what is it I wanted to say? Pin the link. I did pin the link if anybody wants to come up.
I dare you. I double dog dare you.
But did you see,
Peer pressure.
by the way, it went by, Donna's going to be 70 years old Tuesday.
Wow. Okay. April 4th, I'll be 60. But happy birthday, Tuesday? When should we be 70?
I'm pretty sure that's what she said. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know why, but Mom texted me today to ask me my ex-wife's age. I'm like, I know she's a year or two or three older than me. I'm not sure how much older.
Oh yeah, that's right, Carrie. I forgot
Yeah,
about you
Carrie.
taking Killing Time's place last night. Every time Killen is on the panel, he gives us $25. So
Hmm. Well,
yeah,
I never saw a penny of that.
well, it's in the account.
Okay. All my batteries are charging up. I don't know where I'm going tomorrow, but I'm going.
Oh, cool.
I should be reconning it now on the map, shouldn't I? But I don't know where I'm going. I have a couple ideas. But the last time I told audiences where I was going was waiting for me. I won't make that mistake again. There's Nerdy. Hi, Nerdy. Oh, totally have to do it after I sell my freezer. Oh, man. I had a body cam today and decided to play with my cell phone, and I saw Teslas. So I just, for shits and giggles, did this towards the Tesla. The guys looked at me and said, "Yeah, what's up?" And then I saw
It's
two
like,
more Teslas pulling, and I went over to them and I did the same thing. I'll make sure I'm going at the license plate. One guy didn't even notice me. The other guy kind of looked at me funny. And when he came back to the car, he drove away. He came back like 3 times. Like, is he going to say something? He never said anything.
I was thinking, how they're saying like a lot of people are trading in their Teslas and stuff now.
Yeah.
I bet they're not going to have a whole lot of resale value. It's probably going to be hard to trade them in for something and really get a good price.
I imagine of the 3, one of them were temporary tags, which tells me they just bought it, but it didn't look brand new.
Well, of course, that's the other side of that too. People who don't want to worry about having eggs thrown at them and stuff, they could get a bargain.
I don't want to pick on them too hard because, people
Well,
buy
that's
cars,
like I could see you like going to the dealership and that, but yeah, I wouldn't punish people who bought them, because up
Yeah,
until a couple of months ago, most people were celebrating them. So it's
right.
not their fault that Elon turned out to be such an idiot.
No Tesla Uber. Oh, yeah. If you're going to call it Uber or Lyft, make sure you
Oh,
don't know. All right. Yeah. Let me not now. Tesla takedown. What's today? The 23rd, so the 24th. I want to look at the 24th. What's going on?
by the way, I do want to go on record on saying that I am not going to buy a Tesla.
I don't see me doing it unless the CEO quits and somebody else takes over.
Well, I saw where the board is like, they claim that the board's putting pressure on him to step down.
Oh, good.
I don't know. I don't know though if it might be permanent damage, because people will still know that he's making money off of it and stuff, whether he's the face of it or not.
My coworker's lost his 15% power every night in his garage. That sounds like too much work. Oh, I guess up. Oh, I see. Oh, just sitting. Oh, the car loses. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tesla or no Tesla, I'm not ready for the electric. I mean, I like that America's going that way, but I'm not ready to invest in any electric car because you got to perfect the science. I didn't want to be the first PlayStation on my block because they were going to get better. I see I missed a Tesla takedown March 23rd. That was today on Glebe Road. Damn it. I should have looked this up earlier.
Yeah, I've been in favor of the idea of electric cars since forever, but yeah, if I had the money to be getting one, I'd be waiting until they perfect the batteries better and stuff so that the prices come down. And because that's
More
like
efficiency.
the big thing is when you have to replace the battery, they're so expensive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's missed them. Well, not really a march. I don't know if you call it a march, a protest at the Tesla dealer.
Yeah,
Georgetown on the 29th.
I was thinking again about your buddy, what's his name over there?
I have buddies.
The midget guy.
Oh,
How
toddler.
how he thinks that the people that climbed walls and busted windows to go into the Capitol are patriots, but somehow a bunch of veterans standing peacefully with signs saying, "Don't take our rights away. You ought to go to another country."
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah. You know, the whole panel, well, I think the whole panel but Trackable was saying you should move north or south or east or west. And I thought, "No, no, no. I love my country. You move. You're the one that hates America."
by the way, did you? You probably didn't see my video today, did you? Later
Let's see.
on this afternoon, I have a new. What would you call it? God, my brain's not working tonight.
That's
A
normal.
mission. A mission. I'm on a mission. I think it's important that we all get on board with this.
Get on board.
Uh, by the way, thank you for posting it.
What I post?
This video that I'm about to show you.
Oh, I posted it?
Yeah.
Oh, you use my channel. Okay.
It's called Save Our Janitor. Buenos dias, everybody. Look, we here at our media conglomerate, we need your help. Like most American corporations, you know, we hire Mexicans to do our cleaning for us because, face it, white people just can't scrub toilets the same as the Mexicans. It's not racist to say, it's just the truth. You know, it's like a genetic thing. Now, you know, I think you've all met our beloved janitor here, Ariel. Control room, you want to bring up that picture of Ariel? There's a three of his 12 younger brothers. Obviously, we had to obscure his face for security reasons and change the location a bit so he can't be tracked down. Because, you know, we can't. So yeah, so here's what's going on. You know, you all have been following the news, you know, that ICE has been going crazy. And Ariel could get deported. Now, you know, Ariel, he has a YouTube channel. Let me show that to you. It's called If You Know, You Know. But apparently, the if you know confuses the government. They don't like that. And as luck would have it, President Musk just signed an executive order that could help Ariel out. You want to bring up that picture of the president signing the executive order? Yeah. Let's see. There, you see. There's President Musk signing an executive order that could be just what Ariel needs. Okay. I think they've seen it. Yeah, I know, yeah. We get the song, we get it. All right? Enough already. Maybe we should be hiring some Mexicans for our control booth also. Anyway, that executive order has said that if somebody has a channel that is in English, because that is now our official language, and it has at least 100 subscribers, then they will not be deported. Because President Musk is all about technology. So what Ariel is doing is, as I said, his old channel, if confuses the big brains in Washington. So he's made a new channel called its second channel. I'll throw the link in chat for people. And after I'm done here, I'll put the link in the description. I didn't think to do it on my way in. So what we need you to do is subscribe to this second channel here, his new channel. And he's going to be putting a lot of his music stuff over there. You can see he's got a couple there already. And by the way, hello to Nerdy and Cart. Thanks for stopping in. So it's this simple, folks. If you want to save our beloved Ariel, who, by the way, does not come from Mexico. This picture was taken in New London, Connecticut. But we need to keep Ariel in the country, because otherwise things will just go to hell around here. Stuff won't be getting cleaned. Who are we going to have making tacos? Nikki? She doesn't know her way around the kitchen. So please, folks, I'm begging you. Help us out. Go over and subscribe to the second channel. And let's keep Ariel in the country. At least until he does something to annoy me. And then, yeah, I'll make sure his ass is out of here. Thank you for your support.
And that's the way it is.
Yeah. Save Ariel.
Save Ariel. Yes.
Hey, Nerdy.
Hi, Nerdy. How you doing? Deeply disappointed in
Hey there, how's it
Mr.
going?
Pardon?
How's it going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So how's things in the Great Brown North?
Well, it's brown. There's hardly any snow. It's looking like spring today. And couldn't be a more pleasant day to lose our democracy, I'm telling you.
Mm.
World went to hell, but at least it was a nice day.
Yeah, at least it was a nice day. That's right. Yeah, look on the bright side.
Always look on the bright side of life. The legislative is spineless and the judiciary is powerless. But I think the people got this. It's going to get worse before it gets better. The people got this.
They've already started talking about the judges appointing special counsels to prosecute the DOJ representatives because, they're being disingenuous and it's unlawful and it's unconstitutional. And so there's got to be some kind of punishments handed down.
Like they're going after any legal firm that sued on behalf of clients suing the federal government.
Trump just needs to hurry up and choke on that hamburger.
Yeah.
By the way, Nerdy, when you were coming in, I looked down and saw deeply disappointed,
Yeah.
and I thought you were Ariel.
He is,
No.
yeah.
I'm deeply disappointed in Mr. K, but it didn't all get there. I'll have to fix it.
Oh. For the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight on trampoline.
That was
The
my
Henderson-
least favorite part of what did they call the movie? God, I love that movie. The one where they used all the Beatles songs.
Oh, Cross Universe or
Yeah. I didn't like the well, it was basically like it was the LSD scene is what they were doing, at the circus thing.
That was a little weird, yeah. Mr.
Anyway.
Carey thought it was you're deeply disappointed in Mr. Muckster.
Nah. He's always a disappointment. That's nothing new.
That's true. Very, very
Wait, did my mother just walk in?
Hmm. Hmm.
Now I'm just itching for a fight. Anybody, come on, let's do this.
I already reached my quota, this week.
Yeah, I saw.
They only allow me so many.
I raised an eyebrow.
Your quota for what?
For fighting
Making
and
friends.
throwing people out.
Making
Oh.
friends and taking names.
Oh, right. I hope Dick Bag comes back. He's pretty cool. They usually do come back a few times. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Donna. It's Muxter's channel, so I'll leave it up to him. But I'm very passionate about my politics, and it's because people have been hiding political opinions that shared with mine that we're going through this stuff. Please share your insight about the JFK assassination. Is that where you're going? It was before I was born, but the recent release of the documents, the only new information was private information, people's
Yeah.
social security numbers, addresses, family names,
Phone numbers.
phone numbers. Well, I'm sure some of those phone numbers have changed, but and some of the addresses too. But I did enjoy one of the addresses, one of the social security numbers he doxed was one of his own lawyers, Joseph what's his name? He was even pitching a fit on Fox News. I'm like, yeah.
It was just a shiny object for the MAGA crowd. Here, look at this. Over here.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Well, everything else had
Hey,
already
there's-
been released.
Right, through, what was it, the Warren Commission that released their report?
Yeah.
So that's all out there. That's old news.
Yeah, I have never believed any of the conspiracy stuff of the CIA or anything.
I was hoping he was going to show us the proof that Ted Cruz's father had something to do with it, but I didn't. Of course, 80,000 pages is a lot to read, but I haven't come across it yet. Okay, I'll
Well, it's
admit it. I'm
not-
not reading any of it. I'm just reading
It's
what the
not
news
double
is.
spaced. What the hell?
Finkel showed some leg last night. No. You're mistaken. That was AI.
Those
Oh.
are gams.
Those are AI legs. Well, yeah. I was born 2 years later, so I'm not one of those people who can remember where I was when JFK was shot because I wasn't here yet.
What was it, 1963? I was 3.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal in my neighborhood. People were wailing in the streets.
That's what I was saying the other night. I was in first grade, so I was 5 years old, and I was just all confused about why all the teachers were crying.
Yeah.
But I was more affected by Bobby, actually. I think I was
Wow.
probably in about sixth grade for that.
in the circumstances that I was in at that age, I think I was more affected by Martin Luther King's assassination than I was the
Hmm.
president.
So Donna was 9.5. She probably remembers at least people talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, she'd have a little more.
I think 9 is what, 5th grade? I don't remember any
Be
major
third.
historical events, but I remember 5th grade.
Be like third grade, wouldn't it?
3rd?
Sixth or fourth,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9.
4th grade.
Because
Okay.
most people are 6 in first grade.
Let's do it this way:
Okay.
65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 80. No, 70,
I,
71, 72, 73, 74. Okay, 1974. It's 2 years before the bicentennial. I don't remember much. Yeah, riding my bike around Rome. Bicycle. I got in trouble. Asked my dad if I could ride my bike downtown. He says, sure. And I rode it uptown because I didn't know the difference between uptown and downtown. Showed up at mom's work and she's like, what are you doing here? I said, Dad said I could. Oh, the funeral. Yeah. Is that where the son was saluting?
Yes,
Yeah.
and the horse-drawn carriage and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I think that was like right at the graveside, wasn't it? The salute?
Uh-uh.
No?
No, I don't think so. Well, it might have been, yeah. I was thinking, but weren't they walking with the carriage? I was thinking maybe it was when the carriage passed.
That is very possible also. And I remember, at least like around here, just about and this before he was killed, just about any house you went into, there was a picture of Kennedy on the wall somewhere.
Yes.
Of course,
Back when it was fashionable.
that was all the Catholics though too. Yeah.
Oh, there's a picture of Donald Trump in every household today. Some of them are plastic with dartboard, and others are,
Yeah, I got mine on a hay bale out in the yard. I've been shooting crossbow arrows at it.
All right.
I just don't want this country to devolve into roving band of dumbasses, roaming the streets and sacking people's houses and, that kind of god-awful stuff that happens when there's no law enforcement or real law enforcement. And sometimes the law enforcement are the ones actually coming in and ransacking and pilfering through your stuff. It's going to be a nightmare. Just a nightmare.
So already nightmare. We're not quite there yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if we get there. Yeah.
We're there. If we were thinking about it months ago, about what this was devolving into, we already knew it was devolving into this.
Yeah.
So, I personally don't have any excuse for going, oh, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I wanted those other people to get rounded up, not my friends.
I'm every day I'm running into more and more people like, wait a minute. That's not what I voted for. I'm like, actually it is. He said he was going to do all this.
Yeah, that's exactly what you voted for.
I didn't know he meant me.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I didn't know it was going to be my job.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And that I just I'm disappointed that so many people voted with their animus towards other people. It's disgusting in a whole lot of ways. It really is.
I'm the same way. It's like if people would just say, I didn't realize that they were going to be doing this sort of thing. It's like, okay, but when you say, well, I knew he wanted to do this, but I thought he was going to do it to other people.
Right.
that's when it's like, okay, well, you're a bad person. It's like, and it just keeps, and I know it's like an overused thing, but it just runs through my mind, the old first they came for the Jews, but I wasn't Jewish thing,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's exactly what's happening. First, they came for the
Immigrants.
immigrants, yeah, but I wasn't an immigrant. But all
It's
my friends
the-
were immigrants.
Yeah, the analogy is so close when you look at the way they talk about immigrants and the way Hitler talked about the Jews. Thieves, disease-ridden,
Well, he
they're
also
not like
talked
us.
about the infirm and gays and women. I mean, women were supposedly exalted, but I didn't see any evidence of that. I did not. Unless you were a white German woman and not a Jewish woman. So it's also disgusting.
Yeah.
My
So
my company and our biggest competitor has been taken over by the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
HUD.
Yeah, HUD. And as such, they're making changes. And two of our biggest Trump supporters on our team are shocked and angry and kicking and screaming
Oh, Lord.
and saying, how can they do this? I'm like, well, you went to orientation so you know they can, and you voted for these fuckers so you know that they would. So yes, they can, they did, and they are. So get your business clothes back on. We're going back to the office, and some of us won't be here in a few months. And you voted for it. Well, I didn't think he meant us. Oh, you thought he meant the other guy. Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a lot of extra words to put on top of that.
No.
Yeah.
My only fear is I might be part of the people going. I don't mind going back to the office. I don't want to, but I live with that. But yeah, suddenly I'm fired because they realized that Finkel's a liberal. Oh, well,
That
Sure.
might happen.
just 6
They-
months ago we were an equal opportunity employer.
they haven't been making sure they're all illegal, by the way, Donna. Just
Hmm.
like that group that they put on the plane to take down to
There
El
were actually
Salvador. They
women on
didn't
that
really
plane.
they didn't really look to make sure that they were all part of the that gang and stuff. But on a
Yeah,
different subject, I was just looking at Facebook and I got a little giggle out of something one of my crazy friends posted.
Yeah. You're
Oh,
not
yeah.
strong enough to withstand the storm. I whispered back. At least I didn't lose my fiddle to some hillbilly in Georgia.
That's Jody, somebody or other posted that.
All right. I like that. Oh, yes. Some of the people that ended up in that extreme prison in El Salvador were here legally and were not a part of any terrorist organization.
Oh, that's what happens when you don't have due process. I mean, they swept up women, which could not be delivered to that one place in El Salvador, so they dumped them somewhere in Argentina from the place they fled.
Oh,
And then there was a gay hairdresser that got scooped up, and I was reading reports of when they were receiving him into this prison, and he was scared to death. They were slapping him around and shaved his head and slapped him around some more, and he didn't know what he did. He doesn't understand.
yeah.
I don't understand, and the more I don't understand it, the more it pisses me right the fuck off.
Yeah.
And
And because of that, because some of them were here legally and got shipped off to some maximum security prison in some third world country, Europe is very accurately giving their citizens warnings. It's no longer safe to travel the United States because if you travel the United States, you're not a citizen, and they're just going to say, "Hey, you're illegal, you're a terrorist, and you're going to El Salvador, some prison." Well, you'll never be seen again.
Well, they're even doing it to the higher class, for lack of a better description, doctors and scientists and, other people who actually, are large contributors to, our knowledge base or our society in general.
Yeah.
And it's it's like my sister could be out of the country and she looks a little brown. Is she going to get scooped up and sent to Argentina? I doubt they even properly, asked for papers or anything, any of it. They just said, oh, they're trying to make quotas is what they're doing.
Make quotas, and it looks good on Fox News to the Fox News audience. Oh, look
Right.
at that. Those tattooed brown people all bound up and being treated like shit, getting shipped off. Yay team.
Should start a new channel, Mux, with all the old concentration camp war reels and just show them on a loop 24/7 because that shit is beginning. That's what's happening.
I actually did a video a while back. What I used was film from, the Spielberg movie. My brain is really soft tonight.
Oh, Schindler's List.
Schindler's, yeah. But of them packing everybody into the box cars. And I had it playing behind it was anybody who's seen Battle of the Bulge, the old movie with like Henry Fonda and them. There's a scene where the German colonel visits his Panzer drivers and they sing this Panzer song, and I had that playing with it. I'm just not sure how many people got that I was making a analogy to present day America.
Yeah. Holly's works for a much smaller company than me, and they get federal grants. And they've been told to maintain the grant they got 2 years ago under Biden, under certain rules. In order to maintain that, they have to be audited sometime in the next 2 months. And when they're audited, they can't have certain words. And
Jeez.
and as the teams are going through, deleting words like gay, like underrepresented or underprivileged, as they're going through and taking these words out, they're literally got tears coming to their eyes. And she's telling me about what her work's doing. I'm telling her about what my work's doing. I said, you know what this is, don't you? I said, this is a 21st century Nazi book burning. That's I mean, it's all cyberspace and it's not books, but that we're burning books. We're destroying history.
They're even deleting the word woman or women from these databases and stuff. I mean, it's insulting. It really is. It's just, goddamn. I mean, how many times can you get pissed off in one day, let alone, how many days has he been in office?
aren't a lot of these the same people that were saying we were destroying history? Kids would not be able to learn history because they were taking down statues of Robert E. Lee.
Generally the same people. I mean, there's a little bit of but generally the same groups of people, same.
That's our history.
So I just saw something else on Facebook that goes back to when we were talking earlier about transsexuals and that in the military. And I was going to mention about that one friend of mine who's a disabled Navy vet. And he said they had guys on his ship. They knew they were gay. He said nobody cared as long as they were doing their job. Well, I just saw this. Oh, damn it.
Damn it, gosh.
I hate when Facebook will do that to you when it decides to. Basically, I'll just paraphrase what it was. She said, when I was on the Black Hawk helicopter bleeding, I didn't care if the people taking care of me were black, white, gay, straight, transsexual, or whatever.
Oh, was
You
that
know, and
Tammy Duckworth?
yeah, it was Tammy Duckworth.
Oh, right. Double apathy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. A senator or congresswoman?
I think she's a
Congress? Is it
Oh.
Senate? Because they, and didn't some idiot a while back call her a coward or something? And
Yeah.
it's like,
Big mistake. Big, huge mistake.
Well, who was it that Elon was calling a coward the other day and a traitor and all this other stuff?
yeah, it was
And he got-
another decorated person. I forget who it was.
Right, he got raked over the
Oh,
coals.
It was
because-
Kelly. Kelly, who was a
Oh.
Vietnam veteran, was no, not Vietnam, but he was because he was a pilot. He was a combat pilot, and an astronaut.
Right, yeah, that's right.
That's
And
right.
yeah.
He
and
has way
he was
more
a traitor.
creds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see Kelly walking into the Pentagon or the Situation Room and getting Chinese secrets and being read in on, eyes only issues.
Yeah.
God damn, what is
publicly
it going
they
to take for
canceled
somebody
that?
to drag this guy out by the scruff of his neck and just kick the ever loving shit out of him? I mean, seriously.
I stand corrected, by the way. They announced that they were going to give Musk that briefing. The media pointed out how much business assets he has in China and how much vested interest he has in China winning such a war. And then the White House made a big deal of canceling that. They went ahead and did it anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, they had said, oh, they talked about other things, and I thought, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, that may work on some of your little maggots, but, regular folks are seeing right through this veil of lace, whatever it is, gossamer, whatever. Jesus.
Yeah, it's going to get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. Turns out the reason my mother wanted to know my ex-wife's age is because apparently when she turns 64, she can claim Social Security based on my
You-
input.
Yeah.
I've been divorced longer than I was married.
Well, you
Day
have
one,
to be married a certain amount of years for her to be able to collect on your amount.
we were married for 13 years. We divorced in
Okay.
1998.
Well, then that's
And
plenty of time. I think
the whole-
it's 10 years.
The whole time I was married to her, I was an E5 or less. The money I've been making since and contributing to Social Security, I'm okay with it because it doesn't really impact my Social Security. I still get what I get.
Right.
But it's pissing my mom off because my ex is actually going to get a pay raise when she gets on Social Security. But I reminded Mom, Social Security is probably not going to survive this 4-year period. And Mom like, don't say that. Because she's doing pretty well on Social Security too. But I'm like, I don't want it to. I'm just predicting it to happen. But I guess I have the last laugh because if Social Security survives and Kathy does get to claim Social Security based on my post-divorce, post-Army income, I will get the last laugh because she never thought I could amount to anything outside of the military.
Don't you have to be in retirement for her to be able to collect?
If I reach retirement age and collect, or she reaches retirement age, she has to be either has to be true. I'm a couple years younger, so she has to wait longer if she waits for me. But when she turns 64, she can collect and she can claim, oh, I was married to Finkel for 13 years.
Right.
A
Yeah,
million years ago.
I was going to do that on my ex-husband's social, but the rigmarole that you have to go through and, just trying to set it all up, you practically have to have a lawyer do it for you. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. But it would only be a minor bump in what I'm getting now not quite worth all of the struggle to get it. So I decided I had to make an executive decision to say, I'll just sit where I am. Thank you very much.
That's true. If she does reach age while Trump's in office, it's not going to be easy for her to claim Social Security.
No.
They're making it harder.
Well, and they're talking about, making seniors, and I'm one of those now, and disabled, classified as disabled, is that they want to make seniors check in with their physical Social Security office with their actual ID. Well, hell, that means I got to spend at least $300 to $400 to fly to Anchorage and back and take cabs once I'm there, and maybe eat lunch and buy a drink or something. It's stupid and ridiculous. I'm glad that judge put a stay on it, but I don't trust it for too awful long.
Yeah, we're winning in courts, but the courts really don't have any power, and Trump is already starting to show. I'm sorry?
No enforcement mechanism except for recruiting a special counsel and having them start bringing charges on these representatives of the government, and that's every lawyer that comes before them, every single one. But I haven't seen any balls yet. Maybe some blueberries, but not.
It's the testing phase now. Judge orders don't deport them. He deports them. What can the judge do about it? The judge can ask the DOJ to arrest him. Oh no, the DOJ is not going to arrest him.
Yeah, she's not going to do that. But they do have the power to appoint the special counsel to sue the government.
All right.
They can do that, which would be over and above because of corrupt politicians and people like Pam Bondi in their positions in government.
Well, my concern is if he gets away defying the equal branch judicial branch, if he gets away with it, what's the next step? Arresting political enemies and not even taking them to court, just detaining them, send them to El Salvador.
Well, he's almost there anyway. Why wait for it?
Right. Yeah.
Why wait for it? He's already going on and on about Adam Shifty Schiff and all of these people that prosecuted him. What's her face from Wyoming and Kinzinger and those folks, and all of the lawyers that were the support staff. Of course, he's going to come after all those because he's such a petulant little child. It's, we know where it's going. Why would we want it to get there? That's what I have trouble grasping in my mind. My reality is not quite getting it. Why don't you do something now?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the next step after that special counsel and arresting, people who present to courts is to get she can work with blue state governors and the National Guard. That's another avenue that's never been tested or tried, but it's still yet another beacon. We could try to reach out and grab onto it, but it's just light. You can't catch it. Oh, it's frustrating to watch it.
Yeah, that'd be curious. I forget National Guard and state militias.
If we've devolved to that, it's going to be so ugly. It's going to be bloody at that point.
Oh, it's going to be bloody. Again, the judicial powerless and the legislative spineless. It's up to the people, or maybe the governors, but pretty much it's up to the people. And both legal and illegal pushbacks are in progress.
Can we make it to the midterms? I mean, there's plenty of people pissed off. Did you see those rallies Bernie and AOC have been holding?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. AOC.
That last one was a whopper.
32,000, I think.
Yeah. So people are not, blind to what's going on, and they're pissed, and they're going to the town halls and, saying, fuck you, and I'm a vet, and screw you, and you spineless piece of shit, and, and calling them out. And they're just standing there like, well, I don't know. Well, I've got other engagements. Bye. The one guy didn't even give his constituents an hour because he had to run out of there so fast.
Yeah.
And what's her name from Wyoming? She got hammered pretty hard. Harriet something.
Somebody sent a picture. There it is.
Hagman something. What's that?
It's a Tesla dealership in Canada. They got really bad taste in decorating.
Aw.
But one chain I'm on, one person put it out, and the other person says, "Oh, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't break the law." I'm like, "No, we passed that point. We have to break the law now."
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, I agree. It is time. I'll leave it to the more fit and faster runners, for that kind of stuff. But, my spirit's right there with them. If I could run with them, I would, because believe me, I've done some shit in my days. I ran for my share. But I'd be right there, be right in the thick of it.
Usually I would agree, keep it on the right side of the law, but sometimes, like the Underground Railroad, you got to break the law to make change. And we're there. We are there.
Right. Even the simple act of black people marching over a bridge was considered breaking the law and defiant. And how dare those uppity niggers,
Yeah.
Pardon me, Muxter.
Well, we understand the reference. You weren't putting them down. You were using the. I get the context. Well, I'm sorry. It's not my place. It's not my channel.
Right. But I mean, in general, I generally wouldn't use that term.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. But doesn't mean I'm afraid to make reference to it when.
Right.
Fitting. Yeah.
If I was going to break the law, it wouldn't be against car dealerships.
No.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't harm any of the people in the car dealership, customer or employee. But the profits have to be cut because the profits are being used to tear down this country.
We need a hacker army to get in here and start causing all kinds of mischief is what we need. I think that would be a pleasant and welcome, like Anonymous needs to get busy.
Well, that's part of where Trump and Musk are really friggin' stupid, because that hacker army exists. They're in Russia, and they're hacking us every day. And we had a DDoS attack 3 weeks ago. I wish it was last week, because now we're under the control of the federal government. It would have been Russia attacking a federal government agency. Yeah, timing's everything, I guess.
Yeah, not this week, guys. Wait until we take it over, and then you could do it. Or do it before we do that.
Yeah. What is going on out there in BoobTube lands? All your channels is mine? Oh, okay.
But that's all I've been doing. I've been fretting and showing up in threads and posting and calling people stupid. And
deceived. Some of them aren't stupid. They're just deceived.
Yes, and that's sad. And my heart bleeds for them and all that horse shit. It's too late. It's too late. You done did the deed, so now we got to undo it. And I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for the work that is ahead of us. You know, it's going to be ugly.
I'll be right back. I need a refill. Oh.
And I'm going to roll a cigarette. So, Muckster, what have you been up to besides making 1 trillion shorts?
It's only been 1 billion.
Did you make your 1,000 yet? That's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how many. It just says 1K now.
Woo, you did it.
So, yeah, I'm going to be more picky with those from now on, though, because I realize it kind of defeats the purpose, because nobody's going to, well, not nobody, but most people are not going to wade through that many of them, you know?
I noticed on some of them that like the picture was still, it was a split screen, but it was a still picture, and then there's audio.
Yeah, it's not good at changing perspective, you know, because what it does is it just takes that slice of the picture, and a lot of times, because I noticed like some of those where Finkel was with Master Sarge, and if you don't know, because you see Master Sarge's picture there, it looks like he might be talking about MSG, you know, and where actually they're talking about Kaiser or something. So there's that, and then there's some of them where the picture just isn't anything at all because it's showing what was on the screen, but
Right, and they're pretty low res as well. I mean, they're kind of fuzzy on the fuzzy side, but yeah, I think I did see that one where they were talking MSG's Master Sergeant.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't have known that you were talking about Kaiser at all, because I was looking at that. I was like, "What the hell?"
And All Immunity is in the house talking about BAR cards. What's a BAR card?
Bar cards.
Oh, lawyer. Oh, the bar. Okay.
Oh, that's another avenue we have. We can start reporting all of these crooked United States attorneys general to their bar and have them sanctioned. That's another thing we can do. I mean, it's just a thing, but it's a thing that we can do.
Thank you for reminding me that former Attorney General, State's District Attorney from Alexandria, they found dead. I haven't seen any updates yet. A lot of speculation, but no.
Yeah, that's kind of strange, don't you think?
43 years old.
Yeah, but they didn't talk about the manner in which she was found. You know, I mean, was there blood involved, or, you know, was she still have her extremities, or, you know, what the hell? What's going on? We need to recruit some biochemists too and get them on some, you know, stuff we could put on doorknobs and things. We'll go old school. It's like, yeah, I don't want to paint a Tesla. I want to do the job. I want it done. Alexa, turn on bedroom light.
Okay.
Man, Alexa's got you spoiled.
Well, she only works the lights, and then she reads NPR to me all night while I'm.
Hey Siri, turn on the bedroom light.
I'm on a headset, so she can't.
There are no lights set up in your home. Excuses. You're fired. Hey Siri, you're fired.
I don't like using Siri because they make you set up HomeKit and all that other stuff. It's pain.
All my batteries are charged and ready to go.
So who are the next victims?
I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet.
So there's not crowds in the street every day, just on certain days.
Well, it's hard to find them, but there's every day for the last month. There's been something somewhere in the area, but unless I catch it, I wouldn't have known about the Veterans March if Muxer didn't point it out to me, and then it took me a couple days to figure out where exactly is it.
Every state capital.
I guess if I just drive around, I'll see a crowd somewhere picketing something.
Or a Tesla dealership.
The Tesla dealerships, they're scheduled, and I'm trying to decide: do I want to go when there's a crowd, or do I want to go when there's not a crowd so I stand out more?
I think standing out more would be kind of a fun little social experiment.
Yeah, they're on higher alert because of the days the crowds are, but now there's just one guy with a camera.
Yeah, now there's this creepy dude out there.
That might be fun. I don't know.
Sir, you're giving us the willies. No, you're giving me the willies. What are you talking about?
Keep my willy out of it.
Yeah, who said you could talk about my willy? Ariel, put that thing back away.
Where is Ariel? Slacker.
Sometimes he goes to bed a little early if he's got appointments in the morning or something.
I think he's hiding from Musk.
Well, he sure is putting a lot of language music videos up. You know, they're going to track him down.
He's been busy. I went to get a refill and I forgot to take my drugs. So let me get another refill. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to take my vitamins. My girlfriend Robin sent me a big jug of vitamin D3s and multivitamins and mushroom powder and what else was it? Oh, some flax or vitamin E capsules. And I didn't say no.
But Nancy told you to just say no. You
No,
remember
she
Nancy?
was a little bit of a freaky woman. She always reminded me of like one of those women that stood behind her man, but she was kind of poodly and she didn't, get out of her place, as it were. I mean, she's a little more outgoing than that, but she was one of those that knew her place. I don't like women like that.
I think she had some influence over the schedulers because she was into that astrology.
Astrology, yeah.
And she would say, "No, we can't have him go to wherever on this day because it's a bad day on the horoscope." And they're like, "No, okay." That was the Christian right for you.
Well, that was the same with Mrs. Lincoln, wasn't it?
I think you're right. There was something about occultish.
She
Yeah.
was into seances and stuff.
Yeah.
I like their son, though. I like little Ronnie.
Yeah.
Didn't he start that Freedom from Religion Foundation?
Yeah.
I see
Love
him
that.
commercial every now and then. I'm like, I like that.
Yeah, I love that.
Unabashed atheist and not afraid of going to hell.
Yeah. I think on one of my bio lines on Facebook or somewhere that says religion, I said, I'm religiously opposed.
You know, the line that I stole from a British comedian long ago that I always like is, "Thank God I'm an atheist."
I heard that before. I didn't know where it came from, but yeah, I like that. Okay. I think I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I can't see the viewer count. What's our viewer count?
3, probably.
3, yeah.
3. Yeah. Okay. We've bored everyone. You guys okay if I
Well,
say goodnight?
no,
You're not okay if I say goodnight?
no, you can't leave.
It's early where you are. It's like 9:30, 9:24.
8:30.
Oh, wow. It's real early where you are. Okay.
Yeah, it's not dark yet, which is nice for a change, but
Hmm.
I was dragging today and I fell asleep for about 15 minutes and then that just perks me back up again. I'll probably be awake all night.
you were pretty spunky the other day when you were hollering at people.
Did I hear you wrong, or did you say you were driving and you fell asleep?
Who was driving?
I thought Muck said I was driving today and I fell asleep for about 15 minutes. I'm like,
Dragon.
Dragging.
Oh, dragging. Okay. I thought you said driving. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, stay off the sidewalks in Osceola.
I have done that before.
Okay.
Taking those 10-second naps on long straight stretches.
Hmm. Not a good idea.
No,
It's amazing what a little power nap will do for you. You know, I mean, I'll sit down. I feel like I'm getting the nods and everything, and I'll sit there, and once my head goes down and I catch myself, then I snap out of it, and I'm wide awake, and I'm re-energized and ready to go.
yeah, that
Doesn't take much.
it's a lot of times if you feel like you need a nap, you're better off if you could just like nap in your chair or something for 10 or 15 minutes than to like go lay down. Because if you lay down and
It's
you
all
fall
over.
asleep for 2 hours, you end up, at least for me, you end up feeling crappier.
Yeah, I always feel like when you hit the snooze button and you try to turn over and go to sleep. Well, first of all, you can't because you're waiting for the next snooze alarm to go off. But I always felt more crappy when I actually had some time to sleep in, other than my regular schedule of getting up really early. I drag on those days really badly just because I out of my schedule. I don't know what it is, but the more rest, it doesn't equal more energy for me.
By the way, Finkel, if I do any of those where I just have it streaming an all-nighter, should I send it to your channel also, or if I have old videos just streaming overnight?
Are you going to do
He's
your
fr-
old videos or?
he's froze, isn't he? Let me see. What is this? Looked like he tried to bring a video in, and they were like from way back in the early days on Finkel's channel. I think
Yeah, it
he
was
crashed his internet by
computer.
trying to bring something in.
That'll learn him. He's all knowed up now. He probably won't come back. He was saying he was going to leave anyway. So.
It looked like he
Fine.
wanted to show us something first. I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea for you to show those old tragic World War II newsreels and stuff. Those are in the public domain for sure. And but title it "Remember the Times, the Good Old Days." Something. Snap out of it, people.
You were telling me something and my internet died. I didn't hear what you were about to tell me.
Well, were you trying to bring a video in because like a second? Okay.
Video crashed my interweb.
What I said was if I do any of those showing the old videos overnight, do you want me to stream them to your channel too or not?
If you want to, I can go either way.
That wouldn't mess you up. Well, no, it wouldn't because it would just be on YouTube. It wouldn't mess you up if you're working.
No, it'd be fine. I guess if I get any good content, I'll coordinate with you not to put stuff up on mine so it doesn't use up all the alerts for a day. But yeah, as far as I know, use my channel all you want. I was trying to bring up Cher telling Nicolas Cage to snap out of it. I
Oh,
can't remember why now, but
probably because we're talking about falling asleep or something.
yes, that's it. Fall asleep at the wheel. Snap
Right.
out of it.
Yeah, that's a good drop to have.
You remember
Oh,
those
yeah.
little Opel cars?
A little what?
Opel cars. They were little
Internet-
economy cars called an Opel. They were small.
Kind of sounds familiar, but I can't really
It was-
picture.
Yeah, way back. I mean, way back. But anyway, I was driving down the coast highway and I was a passenger in this car and the driver fell asleep and I woke up. I was in the back and I woke up to gravel hitting the tires and screamed real loud and woke the guy up. I mean, that was just harrowing to me. I cannot sleep on an airplane or in a car or any moving vehicle from that day forward ever again.
Hmm.
You know what I did to
That does
a
sound scary. I'm going
friend-
to crash. Go ahead.
so what I did to a friend of mine one time we were traveling and he fell asleep and I was in the left lane and this truck was coming up in the right lane and I waited till that truck was just even with the car and I looked over that way and I went, "Ah!" And my friend woke up on it just looked like this truck was about to come through the window.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It woke him up.
I guess so.
Anyway,
The audio echoing the way it is tells me I really should log off. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
yeah, you're okay.
You got two tabs open.
Try to get out there. You're free to post as much to my channel as you want. If I ever come up with content, I'll coordinate with you on a day not to, so I can get more alert for the content. But right now, I don't have any content, so post away. But
Well,
I'm gonna
like
say goodnight.
that, like you know,
Good night.
I sent that aerial thing to you today, and I thought, that's something that he, you know, like I wouldn't just send like just anything, you know.
I liked it.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Wow, the audio really sucks. So I'm really going to say goodnight. Good night, guys.
Have a good night. Well, you don't have to sit with me.
I'm trying to think. I have the urge to like make a video, but I'm not sure what I want to do. You know, I have to have an inspiration for something that I feel like doing at the time. A lot of times I'll have ideas of things that would be good, but it's just like, I just don't feel like it right now.
Yeah, I used to have those. I don't know,
Sometimes
go ahead.
I was gonna say sometimes I get ideas for videos and then it's like, yeah, but that sounds like an awful lot of work, you know, because it'll be something that I want to take like a song and put a bunch of clips to it, and it's like, yeah, but I'm gonna have to wade through like 1,000 videos to get all the right clips.
But you're pretty adept at it. I mean, the way you're churning out those shorts is nothing short
that-
of remarkable.
That's mostly StreamYard's AI. That's why I did so many of those. Like for that, like if I ended this right now, because it has to be under 2 hours, I could have the AI then run through it and it picks out those clips.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Um, so yeah, that's it's funny because that's something that a long time ago I kept thinking it would be good to do is after we had some of those good live panels is go and find a clip or two and put them up and be like, well, the full video is over here. In fact, I did it with some of the stuff from WI, but I never did it much. But now with the AI doing it, I just have to have the thing run and let it do it, and then I go through all the ones that it clips to see if I really want to put them up or not, or because it sometimes it'll do a thing like the AI is actually it puts the title on them. So if you see a title that says, why it's important for Muxter to be in charge, the AI does it. But sometimes when I'll go to look at the clip, and it'll be like, well, the reason that it's really important for Muxter to be in charge is because, and it stops, it like cuts it off. It doesn't always have the full thing on it.
That's crazy.
But
Oh, that's kind of cool, though. I mean, but you can go in and edit the titles and do all of that by hand.
yeah, I mostly haven't bothered though because that's one thing is the titles usually do suit what the subject is. It's kind of amazing that the AI knows what people are talking about.
Now, if you take the clip, can you, and it didn't capture quite, like you said, all the way to capture the context to match the title, whatever, it just needs to be a little bit longer, just a touch longer. Can you go back in? Will it take you to that part of the full length video so that you can drag it and make it longer to capture a little bit more?
That would be a good thing. But the only way right now that I could do that, like say there was one that I thought, oh, this is something that would really be good to put out, is I'd have to go and find it myself and clip it out manually. But that's something that would be good is if you could just like go and tell it extend by 20 seconds.
Right.
I'll have to see, because what it does after it does all the clips, it gives you, a whole row of them. So if I did want to do that, I'd at least probably be able to have some idea where to find it just by how far down the row it is.
Does it have an edit feature for you to go in and edit not just the title, but the video itself? Like say you wanted to insert captions or blah, blah, blah.
I can download them and just use my editor. There have been some where I've liked what it had, but it just had like a lot of excess talk at the beginning of it or something, and I'll download it and chop 10 or 15 seconds off of it and put it back up then.
And it retains the features of the AI clip with the exception of what you've clipped out.
Yeah.
Seems like if you could clip it out, you should be able to extend it. I mean.
Yeah, I probably, like I said,
parameters.
I'll have to mess around with that some. The only way I can think of now is just to go and manually get a clip out if there was something I thought it really should have. One of the things, like all of this that I've been doing, they're all from Finkel's channel. And I like to send them to his channel. But like when it comes up on the list, it'll say like it has two things, download and publish. Now, all of them you can download, but sometimes they don't let you publish And the only way I can send them directly to Finkel's channel, if it says publish, then I can send it to any of the channels that are like linked in here
Right.
into my StreamYard. If I have to download it, because either it won't let me publish, or if I want to edit it, then I can only send it back to my channel.
That's weird.
But it's still, I mean, this is something they just added this feature maybe a month ago or something. So I imagine they'll be making improvements.
the AI feature, you mean?
Yeah.
Something to have fun with. I haven't even messed around with just texting googly AI stuff. I do voice to text all the time, so it doesn't. I don't do large heaps and mounds of writing.
I mostly do voice to text too anymore whenever I'm texting somebody on the phone. And sometimes I learned you gotta talk slow, because sometimes if you talk normal, some of the words it sends, people are like, what? You have a kingfish? And it's like, no, that's not what I said at all.
Right. I think it was before the last upgrade or right after the last big upgrade that they did, not this past one, but the one before that on the Apple system. My voice to text was misspelling and it wasn't listening properly. I mean, it was out of the ordinary for it to be that whack.
No.
Maybe they got hit with something and didn't disclose it. You know, I'm pretty boring, so. And they changed Alexa's voice because they're getting ready to do a feature called Alexa Plus, and it will be free to. It's an AI assistant now, I guess. It's not just it's supposed to be conversational now.
Oh.
And they're going to do a month free trial with that. And then after that, I guess you got to pay some ridiculous fee for it. But I mean, I wouldn't do it. I will try it out, but I'm not real conversational anyway. So I don't know. I might enjoy it. I might not. Hopefully it tells jokes.
Does Alexa only have one voice?
No, she's got several, but you have to do some digging to get to them. But I have her normal Alexa voice, but a month ago it changed, and it's a very small, slight thing. It went from okay, with a more of a deep kind of voice, and it goes okay, like it's a teenager and it's irritated. I mean, but it's real slight, and I hear it, and it pisses me off. And I've asked her 100 times to change it back, and she won't. So I went digging for the voices, and she just won't cooperate. She says, "I know my voice has changed, but it's still me, and that's not good enough for me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all."
One thing I just started playing with that I like, it's got nothing to do with the phone or anything, but I mean, I'm sure you've probably seen it because I think you watch all my videos, is that the AI voice, like I've used it a couple of times with like an intro type thing. You give it a bunch of text and it'll read it then.
Which one is most recent with that? Because I don't recall that.
I'm trying to think. Let me see something. Did I use it for this? Let me see.
Some do slip by. I noticed you were up in your game, though.
I can't remember if I used the voice on this or not. I think I did.
Attention please.
Yeah.
The following video has nothing to do with any racist, misogynistic,
I did see that one,
homophobic, anti-Semitic, lawn gnomes you may know of.
Yeah,
I,
that's
I did
kinda
not
cool.
watch that video, but I watched it that far. I'm not a real big, the subject matter was not appealing to me, I guess.
I can't remember what, I've used that on a couple, and the one really didn't have a whole lot to do with him.
I find it funny you guys just squabble like a bunch of girls. I mean, I don't know. It's funny to me because I mean I'm used to it because I worked in all male environments and they squabbled like little girls and and these little rivalries and the chitter chatters back and forth about the other channels, and that's the kind of thing they did. So I mean it's fun to watch for a while and then you go, okay, they're doing that again. Okay.
You know what's funny is I worked and I always, I don't like to stereotype over like one, you know, experience, but I worked in a place that was pretty much all female, and I had a similar experience with that. It was like I felt like so much of it was done with like gossip behind people's back and stuff rather than, like with guys, they usually just say what they're going to do and that.
Well, not
But
always. I mean, I've seen them be sneaky, and I've seen some of the pranks they pull on each other. And I mean, if it gets to the blow up stage, yeah, there's a full on face to face, but generally it doesn't get that far. There's a lot of scuttlebutt, should I say, running rampant through the ranks. And I was in the kitchen, so I heard it all. I heard every bit of it, So, I mean, and I don't like to say this, but it's mostly true, is I just not a big woman person. I don't have a lot of close female friends, or I don't gravitate toward women, in a natural way. They kind of put me off or not at ease at all. So I just don't bother. But I could see, like when we were young, it was just like being in school, the cliques and the, the dweebs and the nerds and the jocks and the sluts and the,
that's what amazes me a lot of times with any internet stuff is how much people act like they're still in high school.
yeah.
Especially the whole the thing that high school girls are good for is the well, if you're going to be her friend, you can't be my friend.
Right. The selfish pettiness that I can't deal with that at all. I don't know. I think the last chick that got in my face was something weird like that. I threw her out of my house or something. I did. I literally physically picked her up and threw her out of my house, because I just wasn't having it. And it was over something. Oh, she let her kid play in her yard all the time, and she was next door. She didn't even live there. And that's fine. The kid could play in the yard. I'm not going to harm the child, but I just thought, are you sleeping, lady? Or is the neighborhood supposed to watch your kid? I didn't know what the status was of this kid alone playing in the yard. Never see the mother around. So I told her to go home, the kid. And then so the mom came over trying to push into my house. She actually opened my door and walked in my house. And I picked her ass up and I threw her out, out. And there was a big kerfluffle over that for a while. But I mean, women that get catty, and I just don't deal with that at all. I don't like it. I'm just like, God, isn't there like more important things going on in the world than, whether somebody's taking a picture of you or something? Yeah, I mean, just something so mundane, and it's like, I'm so entitled and you can't do that, but I'm going to tell you, Ugh.
Yeah, that's something I like with any of the like auditors that I watch is just I love how sure people are of themselves when they'll say, you know, it's illegal to do that. You know, it's against the law to take, you know, and it's like, and some of them, they'll go, well, can you tell me what law it is? Well, it's against the law. You know, they're just
Well, I mean,
always
I
so
saw one
convinced.
I saw one where a woman was completely honest and said, "My law."
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. They are convinced in their own, you know,
yeah.
they
I've said a
got it
few
all
times.
down.
The thing that gets me too is, you know, they'll get all upset about someone like Finkel, or you know, if you were standing there with your phone filming, they get all upset. But if you had a great big camera on your shoulder and on the side of it, it says CBS,
Right.
and they're
They
filming the exact same thing, but people just accept it.
right. That's how brainwashed we all are.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one that went to an actual news station, you know, news broadcast station, probably a small affiliate somewhere, I forget where. And they were out there. Was it Johnny 50, somebody like that? But they were out there, and the people came out and were quite upset about them. You know, they had a guard shack and everything, and you could clearly see that they weren't, you know, breaching the property boundaries or any of that. And these people were coming out and, you know, threatening, and they, of all people, should know about photography
Yeah.
law, at least, at the minimum.
Yeah.
You know.
No, another one of my favorite things is well, you're on private property. Who owns it? The state.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, you know, it's like, or the county, or the federal government, or whoever. But it's like they say it's private property. It's like, yeah,
As
don't
they say, it's
think
government
you
private
got the
property.
concept. Yeah. Oh. Well, I think I will shut down before we hit the 2-hour mark. See if
Yeah,
get any clips out of this.
I'll let you. I'm pretty boring.
Well, there's not many people around either, so I don't feel like I'm.
Letting anybody
You know.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I took a mental health break the last day and a half, you know, because I was getting too worked up. So
Mm.
sometimes I just gotta not read any news or have any input.
yeah. I know what you mean.
All right, you guys, take care.
I do appreciate though that I can almost always count on seeing you make some kind of comment any video I do.
Well, I try. I mean, you know, it all works for your algorithms and whatnot. You know, I mean, even Ariel, I throw a nerdy face up with a thumbs up and try to get him, you know, to where he's raking in the green so he could support us.
That's right. Yeah, probably see you at the movie tomorrow, huh?
Yep, I'll be there.
And if anybody, Carrie or anybody else is still over there, thanks for stopping in.
Take care.
Well,
I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to sing.